The people, the camaraderie, the protection, the community.
You mind telling me your name, sir?
Travis.
Thank you so much, Travis. Thank you. Thank you. See, I think that one of the people that was arrested was just released. Which are... Would you like a flag? I was handed a flag. I just can't hold on to it the entire time. So, yeah. We're yeah. I'm gonna try to see. Yeah, for sure. Would you mind? Would you mind talking to us? Status Quo News.
What is Status Quo?
We're a progressive news outlet. We work with Midas Touch.
Okay.
Touch. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
we're
Okay.
fine.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. No, we're good.
I was like,
We've been out here for weeks. This is
sneaky.
this is my first night. You just had a night. Were you? What happened?
Yeah, I've been out here since like, I don't know. I've been out here for like 4 days, I think, and I bring my karaoke machine and I make fun of them. And I had a flashlight today, and they didn't like that.
Flashlight.
A flashlight, yeah. It was on top of my karaoke machine. It was going towards them. So, yeah, he said, what if we had astigmatism? That could be dangerous. So I shouldn't have done that. They gave me a little tour. They just walked.
So what's it like inside? You mind if we just step up from your fantastic music, but it's always copyrighted music is a problem for YouTube and everything.
No.
So yeah, here's good.
They were asking each other where to bring me, and they were like, I think over here, and the guy's like, let me check. And then we went out and down, and they have like these big garage door things where they have mobile booking areas, but then they never booked me. And then there was a bunch of people asking each other what they should do. And then the guy went behind me while he was holding me, and he's like, we got a real well-oiled machine going on. And I go, well, I didn't say it, you did. And then this one lady was like, you can let her go, I guess. Just bring them out the front, let them go. And I was like, all right.
So the lead up, the very quick lead up to you getting, I don't know if you were tackled literally, but like brought down on the ground, right? Like, that was flashbangs, fireworks, basically.
Yeah, so like they did the flashbangs. I could tell they were getting suited up, and I thought it was like, okay, now that I did my flashlight, are they getting suited up because of the fucking flashlight? Sorry. And then I was like, oh, you guys don't like the flashlight? Okay, I'll turn the strobe off. And I turned the strobe off, and it was just a single light. And then once they started coming out, I turned it off before they came out. But then when I saw them do the flashbangs and everything, I was trying to just bring my stuff away so I didn't get hit by the flashbang. And I saw them just going for me immediately, like they're chasing a chicken. And so I just let them grab my hands and just went down. And then I said, can you get my jewel
Can
pass?
you show us this dangerous weapon that like, there's like 40 officers that came out
I'm scared
response.
of
Oh, no. Let's not
again.
turn it on. We can just show it to the camera and see this weapon right here.
It does extend in and out. So that could be what it was.
Yeah, very clearly.
Unlike
They're intimidated.
something
They're intimidated.
they don't have. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. They're not liking the comedy sets. I need to bring some more material, I think, next time, and we'll switch it up for them.
Did they take your photo inside? Did they do anything?
They didn't do any booking, nothing.
No. Did they ask for your name?
Nope.
No ID?
They asked if I was a citizen. I said I have my passport ID with me. They didn't ask my name. They didn't ask anything. They asked what I do, and I said I'm in public service. I get paid by the taxpayers to do public service, and that's all I told them.
So you said you've been out here for a while. What has it been like out seeing, not just seeing like so many people show up night after night and in response to this sort of violence? Your kind of fellow residents of Minneapolis and the state, people from, we talked to somebody from Wisconsin originally.
Right. This is Minneapolis, this is Minnesota. They want us to burn down our city again, and we're not going to do that. Minnesota is community. That's like, I would say the best and most beautiful thing about Minnesota is we are community. We do love our neighbors. You're going to see literally every person of every demographic will stop and help push somebody else out of their car. So, people in the suburbs and far out want to talk about Minneapolis when if you have to get a hotel room to go to the state fair, you don't know what's going on in Minneapolis. Keep Minneapolis out your mouth.
It has been, I've been here just for a day, and it has been stunning to watch the organizations that have sprung up in such a short amount of time and the response of people and the real real response, let's just say, to people out in the streets dealing with like tear gas, pepper spray, for their citizens. And I think that this government really thought, this administration really thought that people weren't going to show up for immigrants.
Yeah, I don't know why you guys would come to Minnesota like you forgot 2020, but this is nothing for us. Like, we're ready. We can mobilize, we can organize. We've done this all before, but you guys want to get little clips of us burning our city down to give you justification to continue the abuse, and we're not going to do that, but we're going to maintain being organized and showing you that you're not going to kill our neighbors, you're not going to abduct our neighbors. It's not happening. So we're going to stay here, and we're going to be organized and supporting each other, because that's what Minnesota is truly all about.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sharing your name.
My name is Jordan.
Thank you so much, Jordan. Yeah, we go. Try to stay safe. Don't be careful with that dangerous weapon you got there. So, she had if you couldn't see it in the light, she had a very small flashlight that slightly extended, and she was, I guess, pointing the flashlight in the direction of the spotlights, which I think we've shown on camera a bunch, that they have, and I guess that they don't like, a little light back at them. Shockingly, members of the DHS and ICE don't like a light being shown at what they're doing. I don't know if I hammer that metaphor a little bit more, but yes. Just a reminder that we have been out here for weeks in the cold. We've had multiple injuries on our team. Our cameraman has medical bills, and you can go to statuscoup.com/join for just $5 a month and support our work. Keep us live and keep us not just live, but try to keep us healthy. And I'm looking at my cameraman right now, John, who has multiple injuries. I just landed today, and I'm just a little banged up from the flashbangs. My ears are still kind of ringing a little bit. I think it finally replaced the whistles, So, but we have a kind of a quiet moment. Oh.
And all my people, we always thought it was straight. And flinch you motherfuckers when it came to the police. Now, since we know how you really feel, that's how we feel. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, nigga, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Yeah, fuck Donald Trump.
Well, I'm going to read a kind of a terrifying message from our Stephen Miller, the Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy. I'm sorry?
You want to come in something?
I'm just, it's, start that again. It was just wanted to read, I just sent this, Stephen Miller posted, I guess, a tweet, because I guess that's the way that we get official news from our administration now. Stephen Miller, I hope everybody knows who he is, but he's Deputy Chief of Staff for Policy and Homeland Security Advisor. It's a reminder to all ICE officers: you have federal immunity in the conduct of your duties. Anybody who lays a hand on you or tries to stop you or tries to obstruct you is committing a felony. You have immunity to perform your duties, and no city official, no state official, no illegal alien, no leftist agitator, no leftist agitator or domestic insurrectionist can prevent you from fulfilling your legal obligations and duties. The Department of Justice has made clear that if officials cross that line into obstructions, into criminal conspiracy against the United States or against ICE officers, they will face justice. And it is signed off by Stephen Miller, who be a good reminder that he has his story. He has very strong. He was raised within the kind of white nationalist movements that came out of the 90s and early 2000s. He's I've been the unfortunate person to hear him speak many times at CPAC and talking about his dreams for what we see here today, which is terrorizing cities that happen to vote a different way and happen to accept immigrants as part of this nation, which I don't know, anyone who had, first grade, second grade history would know that we're all immigrants, first off, and that they built this country literally, physically, spiritually, and we wouldn't have a country. Stephen Miller's family himself came from Europe. He's an immigrant family. Yeah.
Homeland Security tweeted that out.
It says at Stephen Miller. Yeah.
Quoting him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. If just a correction, it was a quote from Stephen Miller tweeted out by the Department of Homeland Security, which actually I feel like ups the power of it a little bit. It's coming from a department. In past administrations, we would never see these sort of missives come out of official government tweets, which we would never have official government tweets to begin with, which is something else. So. We want to, let's see if we can find. Oh, well, it seems like we're lighting an American flag. Is it an American flag? Yes.
Sorry.
No, oh no, it's not an American flag. I'm sorry. What? Second attempt. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Did anyone catch what flag it is? Minnesota flag? I don't know. Oh. Yeah, it's definitely not an American flag. It's all mostly blue flag, which is similar to Minnesota flag. It might be that. Not quite sure where the person went that tried to light it on fire, which is always kind of a question. Yeah. Hey, I'm with Status Quo. Would you mind talking to us for a minute? Yeah. Hi. So you have a declarative message on this flag. What does it say?
Fuck ICE.
So what do you mean by that?
I mean, fuck them, literally, like in the face with your fist.
Okay. That is probably, I should have known what the answer to that question would be. So what brings you out here on this cold night?
I just can't be chilling in my house. Like, I just feel stir crazy. I don't know what to do. It feels like an emotional outlet just to be here and be with the people and be angry together.
Now, when we landed here, when we just started live, like we got inundated with flashbangs and pepper pellets. Have you been out here before, or is this your first night? This
is my first time at the Whipple building. Yeah.
Oh, this is your first night. What has this experience been like? Not only just seeing everybody stick around after that kind of level of violence.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. After seeing that, it motivated me more to come back out just to, bolster the numbers in case people were needed a night to recover. So it's something I've been meaning to do, and that just further inspired me to come out.
Are you from the area?
Yep, South Side.
What has it been like watching South Side? So you've had a considerable presence, right, of from ICE officers raiding areas. What has that been like to watch kind of your city get attacked by its own government?
Yeah, it just feels like 2020 all over again, George Floyd, and it's kind of like traumatic in a sense where I just feel a lot of immediate emotion, and it just, everything feels so similar, and it feels like, what did we accomplish the first time around? Like violence being even more prevalent, and I think we're seeing a lot less looting and destroying of the city. Maybe that has to do with people it was COVID time and people were not only upset, but it was warmer out, and they had all the pent up energy of just being inside. But I'm not I'm not opposed to that happening again, and I think that we're just like a few incidents or one incident away from it happening again, maybe at a bigger scale.
Now the Trump and his his ICE officer, they focused on a handful of cities. They've gone after Portland a little bit. They've gone after Chicago was a big focus, but it seems like Minneapolis is on a different level. But the protests and the riots of George Floyd, response to George Floyd, really seem to have been a kind of sticking point for not just the Trump but MAGA world. I mean, the number of people that I've talked to in cab drivers or whatever that tell me, well, Minneapolis burned down. Like there's nothing left. Like this, and it seems like this has been like one of the reasons for the main focus of like hammering this blue city with mayor, with a governor that dared to run against him and for his second term. And I guess like what is that? What do you see there?
I think it is really strange that, I mean, not only in the same city, but within a 5-block radius of the first event. So I don't know, maybe it is like something like they have a grudge against us, or, they see Minneapolis as like a perfect medium-sized large city for like a testing ground to see how the left respond to these types of tactics, and maybe like, like a testing ground just to try these new methods on. And we are like such a diverse city for our size as well. So
no, I mean, we have a couple dozen people, or more than a couple dozen people here, rallying in extremely cold. I mean, obviously not from Minneapolis. I'm from upstate New York, so I know my cold. But this has been hardening. But not just the number of people that are out here right now, but driving around the city and watching the immediate response of fellow residents of Minneapolis and St. Paul show up to street corners where they know they're going to get pepper sprayed. What have you participated in any of that, and what has it been like to hear about that, see about it?
Yeah, I was there when the precinct burned down during the George Floyd uprising, the night that was I think the biggest police and protester conflict, and I did get hit with pepper spray, rubber bullets. And so I'm definitely, I know how that goes down, and I feel like it hasn't gotten quite to that level yet, but I'm not afraid to stand in the front lines and put myself in that kind of harm's way just as like a white man. Feels like a responsibility in a way, just having the privilege of, not being under the extra scrutiny that minorities face being out here. I can't even imagine, you feel like you have a target on your back in your regular day-to-day life when stuff like this isn't happening. And then, so for those people, I feel like I need to show up for them in a way.
What does it feel like to be, you're, I would assume, an anti-fascist at least based on the flag. What does it feel like to be called essentially a terrorist by your own government and your own president via executive order?
I mean, I'm kind of proud of it in a way. I don't want to align with them in any type of way. So of course the views that I have would put me, I'm again, I want almost every part of our system to fall down, capitalism at the number one. So I want more social run projects, and I'm not ashamed of anything I believe, because I know in my heart it's what's right for the people and the majority. And you see it working in other countries across the world, countries that have better access to healthcare, and and that's what I want. So I don't give two shits what our government wants to label me as. I'm the mayor of Antifa. My name is Taylor Burks. So
we found him.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mayor. Sure. What? We have a big mobility bus.
Let me come out to the. Let's go out.
What was it called again?
We're Status Coup News, COUP.com. Yep. Always a reminder, we are Status Coup. You can go to statuscoup.com and follow us. Go to our YouTube page. You can subscribe for $5 a month and support our work out here. got a wide range of signs here. We got obviously the F ice sign, another F ice sign over there. Person with a liberty, don't tread on me flag, liberty or death, don't tread on me, we the people, 1776 flag. You got a full range of the political spectrum out here, kind of saying, well, you can focus on that flag. I think that's what most of these people are saying here, especially after a couple flashbangs in the face. Just I'm good. I'm good. It's a quiet moment. I want to recommend a book to everyone. It's Nobody is Protected. It's by Rhys Jones. It is a fantastic history of how the Border Patrol and ICE came into being from the 30s, from past that, from the exclusionary acts, and how what is happening today on our streets has been solidified year after year in the Supreme Court in the lack of movement from the government from doing anything to stop the expansion of their powers to be able to basically detain everyone, stop people within 100 miles of borders, to do what they're doing, seeing here, to hear what we've heard, what I just read from Stephen Miller, saying that basically, yeah, see what you all are doing. Don't worry, you are protected.
I want to talk to the guy with that flag.
Yeah, you're doing. You mind if we talk to you on camera? Is it the status quo news?
Sure.
Yeah. So notice you have a flag. It's liberty or death. We the people, 1776. It's a flag that I want to point out, like, we wouldn't necessarily see at a what would be considered a anti-fascist movement.
Definitely you would. I mean, why not? It's that has its birth in the the revolution. I mean don't tread on me. I forget when it first came about. It was like 17. It wasn't 1776, obviously, but yeah. No, it's kind of a. I think it's been somewhat co-opted. They've kind of taken it and associated it with a little bit with the General Lee, but it's really not. I mean, it's more a kind of a it's more of a libertarian viewpoint, I guess. That's and that's kind of my take on it. Less government outreach.
This is the Federal Protective Service.
Okay.
In violation of federal law to interfere with officers by blinding them with intense strobe lights while in the performance of official duty. You have been identified, and we will come get you and arrest you.
I'm not quite sure if they're responding to the woman with the flashlight again or not, but there was a woman who got arrested. She had a small, maybe 5-inch flashlight, and that's possibly what that was enough to do it, huh? So it is an interesting thing that, like, you have Alex Jones being, it's a 1776 movement, and it's like the lead up to Meta needs it when we get attacked by the flashbangs. The hotel. Yes, you got one thing that remember is that all of these things really add up. We have hotels, we have flights, we have car rentals, we have food. Obviously, we do have to occasionally eat. In the meantime, so far today I've had a banana and some trail mix, but. It takes money, and it's since we don't have corporate advertisers, we don't take money from billionaires, like the other TV networks do. We need your support. So if you can go to statuscoup.com/join, and only $5 a month, what is that? That's like the price of a random podcast, and we do live streams. We've got shows. We're out here in the freezing cold, in the dark, showing you what's really happening in America in a way that none of the corporate news and none of the paid or bought news does.
You guys should be not called police. You guys should take those fucking charges. You are killing people and you're protecting them. You are not police. You are worthless. Pathetic cowards. Get them. You are cowards. I don't care. Look, this is me. I'm right here. Go ahead. I will not get rid of. I will come back night after night. This is Minnesota. This is a real community. Why do you violate our rights?
Just want to
You have nothing to say.
Oh yeah. Thank you very much, John, for the reminder. If you're wondering why you're seeing my mug and not JT, is he went home for a break, and what's that? Oh yeah, he just went home for a break, like we all have to. I'll be on for the next couple days here in Minneapolis. A reminder, we're here at the Whipple Federal Building, where a protest has been happening every night for the last couple of weeks.
What do your kids think about you? Hey, letting them know it's to the national anthem.
Yeah.
That's America. You lead it. Why not? That's America. To the Constitution of the Minnesota and America. Let's show them what America is. Maybe they'll sing along. Our kids in school say it. But you guys aren't big enough to say the national anthem. Our kids say it. They don't deserve. Sorry.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? What's so proud and bright stars through the perilous fight? Our ramparts we watch as so gallantly streaming and the rockets red glare about bursting in air. Gave proof through the night that our flag was still here. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave. That's America. You're nothing. This is fucking America. This is Minnesota. Fucking Russia. Now it's your turn to sing. Sing us a song.
Where are you out here today, Pickle Rick?
I'm out here tonight because they are terrorizing Minnesota. They are terrorizing my friends, neighbors, and my clients. They're literally going door to door, and they are harassing vulnerable adults. My clients are vulnerable adults, and they are harassing them. That happened yesterday. That is bullshit. And we will not stand for it. Minnesota is united.
What has it been like to see so many people turn out at a federal building in the cold, in the dark?
I love Minneapolis. We come out. People are delivering food out to us, coffee, supporting us. It's just wonderful. I love Minneapolis. I'm proud of my city.
So I have to ask, point out the 200-pound. I'm sorry, pickle in the room. What you're wearing a Pickle Rick costume? Why is that?
I'm wearing it because I'm showing them how absolutely silly this whole thing is. But I am also representing the geek society of Minnesota, all my friends from Convergence. We're coming out, we're showing you what Minnesota looks like. This is what Minnesota looks like. We are geeky, we are proud, and we're fucking mad at ICE.
Why do you think that this administration, this president, has seeming to have such an anger against this city?
He hates walls. He is angry at anybody who will stand up to him. He is just a crybaby. Anybody who shows any semblance of intelligence, he just targets them. He is just such a pathetic little man.
Is it? There's been thousands of people organizing in this city to fight back in the streets, in suburban streets, in quiet little corners in front of coffee shops, against the ICE raid, against these raids on the residents of your city. What has it been like to see that happen and organized?
It scares me. I am scared for my society, scared for my fellow citizens. They are literally chasing away my friends and my family, and I just can't stand it. I just can't sit idly by.
But it's been amazing watching people just, organize, show up on the street corners. They're in chat rooms, telling people, oh, there's ICE viewed, there's sharing license plates. It's incredible to watch this just kind of happen. Obviously it didn't just happen, but like the organization of just random citizens.
I mean, yeah, they've got guns and pepper spray, but there's more of us out here. And yeah, I admit we are scared, but we are not going to back down. And I know my community feels the same way. That's why they are out here. We will protect our city. We will protect our neighbors.
And we do remember at the end, Pickle Rick did win.
Pickle Rick always wins in the end. And he learns his lessons too. He makes mistakes, but he stands up against anarchy.
Thank you so much, sir.
Right, thank you. You have a good one.
It's been fantastic to see that the kind of the idea of like the frog costumes and that sort of thing coming from Johnny, my move move and spread across this entire country. I cover a lot of things in Norfolk, Virginia, and you have people in these costumes at protests all over, and obviously here Hopefully it's keeping him a little bit warm. The costume, you've seen people in Pickle Rick costume. We still have officers come in, usually in tinted SUVs, tinted window SUVs with tinted windows. Every single time they come in and out of the building's gate and entrance, they get yelled at. Occasionally, a snowball might be thrown, but there's seemingly never a quiet moment for the men that have. Mostly men that have decided to make their living by destroying people's lives. Yeah. Okay.
Cocksucker!
Just gotta put my hands in my mouth for a while.
Talk to the camera.
What's the most
Like your side, buddy.
It's okay to be gay! We love
In the
you guys ever resolved the participation trophy?
okay.
Yeah, so whatever you want to say.
I was just giving a reminder that we're, tomorrow we're going to be doing the same thing we did today, which is run around the city and basically we chase leads on a continual basis. We get from other journalists, from sources that we have within the community, activists who are on, street corners and keeping eye out. If you drive through Minneapolis right now, especially in certain communities, you'll see people with cell phones and masks where they're basically taking photos of cars as they drive by that are suspicious, that have the telltale signs of being federal officers who are going to come into the community and try to steal somebody away. And this is what we do all day. We don't do that live necessarily, but this is the kind of work that, only independent journalists seem to be doing out here, which is kind of shocking. And if you appreciate our work, you can go to statuscoup.com/join. And just for $5 a month, you can get access to all of our videos. We're working on a couple documentaries, and we're trying to expand as much as we can because there's a lot to cover. Just nonstop. Be in every city in America right now covering these. You have a lot of the same thing happening in Portland. You have a lot of the same thing happening in even in New York City in that area. And we would love to be able to have more people on the ground covering this. Not in the way that corporate media does, which is make phone calls to independent journalists and try to get free help from them or free photos or free videos that you see all the time on Twitter. We need your support. That person is. Yeah.
Well, then, yeah. Actually, I got in, and then we went in.
not sure if it's that one. The Oregon Sun.
Do you mind if we talk to you?
Oh, sure.
Go ahead, yeah. I'm Zach with Status Coup, and we saw your sign. Can you tell us? Can you read it for us and tell us what it's about?
My sign says, "Do not obey in advance," which is the first of 20 lessons on tyranny from the 20th century. We are no different from the Europeans who fell to fascism and communism, except we might have the chance of learning from history. With the murder of Renee Nicole Good and the president, the vice president, the secretary of Homeland Security exonerating the murderer with no investigation, covering up the crime scene, not letting in medical professionals, and conducting their own investigation when they've already decided the outcome. If that's what we've come to, we are now in an authoritarian state, or at the very least, this is an authoritarian regime. We have a democracy with checks and balances, and we need to defend it. I have my sign that says, "Do not obey in advance," because we cannot give them power that they do not have. If we don't come out here and protest and use our voices, they're going to start arresting the few who do. And what's normal is going to become the law. And we're not going to be able to express ourselves any more freely for the First Amendment.
It's been a shocking year. I think that by almost anybody's standards, a person who's covered extremism for the last decade, and even I was surprised at how quickly this administration has done what they're doing. What we saw today, shooting flashbangs at crowds, raiding, kicking down doors, and ripping people out of their homes. What are you from Minneapolis? You from the area?
I'm from Eden Prairie. I drove out from the suburbs because I can't stand this, and I can't sit at home while I watch Minnesotans' constitutional rights be violated.
What has it been like watching this, play out on, cell phone videos, people filming from their cars, and watching federal officers in camo? We just have a car driving by, so that's what they got. But it's been like watching people get pulled from their cars this quickly, and without the Supreme Court, without like a lot of people in Congress being able to speak out or do anything about it.
Yes, we have Fourth Amendment rights in this country, and we should be protected from unlawful search and seizure, which means it's not okay to pull people off the streets or out of their cars without due cause. So it has been very, very terrifying to see this happen in our country. They're going door to door and knocking down doors without warrants. That is not America. We're breaking and entering into people's homes, denying them their rights to privacy, and they want to deprive us of our free speech as well. We need ICE to get out of Minnesota, and we need Republicans to stand up against what is clearly an authoritarian regime and stop ceding more power to him. They need to grow a backbone.
What do you think that, I'm not quite sure I see what even Republicans, not that there seem to be any reasonable ones left, but how they see this end. Donald Trump dies at a certain point. And how does our government kind of continue where they have basically a God king, and if he's not around, I don't know.
I think the MAGA part of the country will choose a successor. I don't know if it will be Vance or if it's going to be somebody else. If it's going to be Don Trump Jr., I don't know who it's going to be. But I know they detest democracy, they detest free elections, and they don't want there to be any more elections in this country ever again. And J.D. Vance has already said that he will not certify the results of elections unless they go their way. I was not a fan of Mike Pence back before he became Donald Trump's running mate, and I wasn't throughout the entire term. But now I believe that man is a hero for standing up to defend the Constitution, even if I don't agree with his politics. We don't even have people like that in the administration anymore. They want to make us have fraudulent elections, and they want to take all of the power in a one-party system, and we should be very afraid of that.
It's interesting as a city, the Midwest, Minnesota is known as nice. You guys are nice.
Yes.
And I think that in a real way, you guys have done a really great job at not obeying in advance by showing up in the streets, street corners, like just on text message threads or whatever, that like telling people where to go and show up, and then getting potentially pepper sprayed and tear gassed. It's been wild to see. I've just been down on the ground one day here. Our team has been down here for weeks, but it's what has that been to see, like your fellow people of Minnesota?
Sure. I was here on Saturday, and they approached us 3 times with pepper powder munitions, with flashbangs, with tear gas, and they 25 people swarmed on one person to arrest them in a crowd of peaceful protesters. There were maybe 100 of us here. But yeah, we are Minnesota nice, but not when it comes to our rights. We are going to stand up and defend them, and if we don't do it here, who will?
This whole area, I don't know what the song was playing in the background, but it sounds a little bit like a labor song. This whole area is very, you have Wisconsin and Minnesota has kind of along the DFL, along labor kind of and organizational background of just normal citizens, coming together. And you see this out in the streets here, and it's kind of fantastic.
I think so too. I'm proud of my fellow Minnesotans for protesting peacefully and relentlessly. I think ICE plans to occupy the city for 60 more days, and I believe the city plans to protest for at least that long, for at least as long as they're here, because we can never show them that we are going to cow to their fear tactics and let them take over. It's not going to happen. I believe the president is hoping that he can get enough ICE agents to occupy all the cities of this country eventually, so they can have a higher authority over local police departments and have a monopoly on the use of force and punishments for crime.
Do you think that I don't know if really the federal government really if they really thought that it was going to be kind of this hard and that people would fight this hard back at them?
Yeah, I would like to tell the story of why I'm here and why I came on Saturday. I have never once been to a protest in my entire life before this Saturday. And what did it is not just the ICE presence in Minnesota. It's not the surge of the largest ICE agent activity in any city, even though we're not as big of a city as, say, Los Angeles. And it's almost not even because of the murder. It was horrible that ICE agent shot her in the face unnecessarily, not following protocols. You're never supposed to step in front of a vehicle. But the fact that he's getting away with it because the president, the vice president, Department of Homeland Security, they already exonerated this man. They did not identify the woman, and they told the nation that she is a domestic terrorist. And this man was just doing his duty by shooting a middle-aged mother in the face. So with there being no accountability, only the feds are going to investigate. They're not even letting Minnesota, the BCA, to come in and do any investigating. It feels very real to me that we have crossed that Rubicon. This is becoming an authoritarian state, and I cannot sit at home any longer.
Thank you so much. Do you mind if what was your name?
My name is Greg.
Thank you so much, Greg.
Thank you.
Stay warm if you can.
Come here, we got something. Let's go forward.
Status.
I want to take a picture while on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, status quo. See what you think. Thanks, man.
Status quo.
All right, so where's Dave? Okay. So let people know what's happening. Ford's gonna Ford, but the same piece. Andrew's right here. Ford, show All right, so we're good. Yep. And Mark, You ready?
So we've just been informed that there is a emergency protest at the Graduate Hotel here. Yeah, so that again is we've just been informed that there's an emergency protest happening. We're traveling right now to it. We're going to be jumping in a truck, and you're going to go live with us as we go to the Graduate Hotel. That's much like there's a protest a couple days ago in front of another hotel that was housing ICE agents, so that federal officers. We're now going to go to another one that's housing them, the Graduate Hotel here, and we're on our way. Oh yeah, we would definitely. Yes, want to give a shout out to the other independent folks that are with us. Mercado Media, who has been our wild driver throughout the city, figuring out these the back streets and finding the video that we'll be sharing with you as time goes on. And of course, also Ford Fisher of News to Share, longtime friend of mine. And we're basically a team of independent journalists that are traveling around and covering this in the way that you have to, because we have to share resources. And we can't get executive flights places. We don't fly first class. We're driving around in a pickup truck and shoved all 5 of us in the back and looking for stories.
Thank you. Well,
Hotel. The hotel that not our hotel.
Yes, hopefully our hotel's not being protested. Yes.
No, because ours isn't a hotel.
Yes.
I don't think they put ice in Airbnbs. I know, but that's factual. I don't think they put ice in Airbnbs.
Yes, yeah.
You heard it here, folks.
Breaking news. Yes, yeah. No, they put them up at the Hilton and the whatever other corporate chains. Not surprisingly.
Do you guys want to be at the back together? However you want to do it.
I think we're fine. Yes, and of course, we cannot forget that we also want to thank Midas Touch, who is our partner in, well, not crime, but in journalism, that we are partnering and live streaming with them as we're trying to get ready to get in the car to go to the hotel. So we're going to have maybe a little bit of shaky camera as we go around. Yeah, it's fine.
You guys are doing what I do all day now.
yeah.
You want me to hold that? Hold on, I got it.
Just figuring out logistics right now.
That's the new 24-hour stream. Just cycle through your reporters and just keep giving you.
I'm gonna have status quo all the time.
Ford, could you send me that flyer too?
Yeah. John took a picture of my screen. I had taken a picture of someone else's screen. What we could do is have you take a picture of John's, and then it'll be a second triple layer picture.
To give a scene of we're in, it's the 3 grown men tightly sardined in the back of a pickup truck as we're about to head to a impromptu emergency protest. Oh, you got to close your door first, so you might hear.
It's Graduate by Hilton, 615 Washington Ave. It's the same organization that put on the one on Friday.
Yep. That's Ford Fisher of News to Share Media. And we were driving in a car courtesy of Mercado Media, who is currently driving and has kept us surprisingly safe as we hauled butt through the city. always keeping within the letter of the traffic laws.
Absolutely. Pinnacle of making sure we're good.
Yes. Yes. We're
from the flashbang. They threw one hit at my foot, and I got boom. You got lit up. Yeah, I got lit up by the pepper balls. You was just getting.
How are you doing, Dave?
If I feel like if I were a Christmas tree, the pepper balls would be my ornaments.
Yeah, it's always fun driving with a bunch of journalists after one of these because you're packed in a car and half of us been shot with pepper, some of us been mazed, some of us whatever. So sometimes it'll be 30 degrees out and we're driving with the car windows down, and so if you hear a lot of people coughing, it's probably not because anyone really yet has a cold, but it's because there might be some reminiscence of the essence of pepper in the car. You get to see the trip we take. We're just leaving the Whipple Federal Building, and I don't know if we're jumping on a highway or what we're doing.
Oh, you too. That's right.
So how are you feeling?
I'm like I got ringing going on in my right ear still. It feels like I have like waterlogged. Yeah, from the flash. They threw it right at my feet. And then I gotta bring ear protection.
Yeah, I always carry some just in case.
I know, like the ringing is crazy work.
If it's not whistles and honking, it's ringing from flashbangs.
Mom! Sorry, I was trying to make an Archer joke. And I forgot
What's your impression so far, Zach, that you've been here now for you started right away? You started immediately?
Yeah, this morning I flew in from South Carolina and left at 5:45 in the morning, landed in Minneapolis at 9:30 or about 10 o'clock. These fine gentlemen picked me up in a truck, and we immediately went out to was it tear gas? Was it just tear gas and some pepper spray? I saw multiple people get that heavy
Flash grenades, unspent flash grenades. Sometimes they throw flash grenades without pulling the pin out, which is sort of an interesting phenomenon. I shouldn't say sometimes. That was the first time I've ever seen that.
Yeah.
It's a bold move. The protesters did not choose to pick it up.
They're straight of like putting the ice chunks around it. They were doing that today, building like a little house over the tear gas canister. Also, did you see the one that wasn't spent? That was just on the ground.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. They either threw it like that or dropped it, because a few of them were dropping their shit.
Yeah.
In fairness, I lost a glove out there, so I get it. Sometimes you lose a glove, sometimes you lose a grenade. These things happen.
Glove today, gone tomorrow.
Yep.
How far are we?
We are 17
minutes.
We're still gonna get really. Ford. I'm glad Ford told us. He did.
Yeah, I mean, so just to fill your dead air time, not dead air time, but as the eventless time. So we covered. I can see that this is an SDS organized protest, and we covered a similar style or theme of demonstration, which was that on Friday there was a protest specifically outside the Canopy by Hilton that had been organized in response to them basically saying we welcome all types of people, meaning like ICE types of people, and
Federal government money.
and so with the gigantic surge, right, like the hotels are filling up with with feds, and some are overtly and some more clandestinely, but trying to resist having their hotels end up being filled with feds. And so the demonstration that took place on Friday began at the Canopy by Hilton, and then went to a number of other hotels that ICE is understood to be staying at. And basically they would just make a lot of noise outside and try to, wake people up, as well as sort of banging on the glass. There were some occasions where they tried to sort of get physically into the hotels. And what was interesting there was that the organizers of the event were very much trying to prevent that from happening. But people were angry. And so it kind of just kept happening to some extent until the state police arrived. When the police arrived to that, calling it an unlawful assembly and so forth, people sort of marched in other directions to get away from the declared unlawful assembly. Our colleague Will Allen Duprat actually stayed at the area near where the unlawful assembly had been declared. Like, rather than following the march, he stayed with the few people who stayed, including a couple who just sat their butts down on the pavement and said, like, we're not leaving, and from him, I know that about 15 people were arrested at that demonstration for choosing to disregard the unlawful assembly order.
You've been here. That was Ford Fisher, by the way, of News to Share. You've been here a couple of days. I haven't seen like a lot of arrests. We saw one earlier. She was pulled in and then not immediately, but like maybe 30 minutes later, kind of let out. She told us that she was not even processed. They didn't write anything down. They looked at her ID to make sure, I guess, that she was an American citizen, and then kind of let her out. Even they were kind of confused what to do. Has there been a lot of protests or a lot of arrests that you've seen on the ground?
So I would say relatively few arrests for the amount of action that's taking place, right? So and we observed this as well at the Broadview facility in Chicago. And I think that the reasoning that I'm seeing, or that I think is sort of between the lines, is that when the federal agents make an arrest, it seems like they have a lot of leeway to go and actually make the arrest. But as far as, are they going to federally indict somebody over the thing that whatever it is, right? When it came to Chicago, a lot of those charges ended up being dropped once the circumstances of the situation where they were arrested ended up getting scrutinized. There were several arrests that I documented in Chicago that ended up being dropped. Here, we had, like you just said, we saw somebody be released from that building, from the Will building, and say, that they held me for a long time. They accused me of obstruction. As far as I know, I'm not actually charged with a crime. So what I've seen much more happen is that they use pepper spray, sting balls, tear gas as a method to sort of retaliate against whatever it is that they're seeing as either an obstruction of them or whatever the case may be, but not a very significant number of arrests.
It does seem like they just don't want to be bothered. Like, is a lot of it to me, like kind of an immediate response. Is that not right?
It's probably a lot of paperwork afterwards. I mean, it's hard to know what exactly is going on from their perspective, right? I mean, even when the charges were dropped for the people who were arrested in Broadview, it's kind of like a form letter to the court that says, in the interest of justice, we file a motion to dismiss this without prejudice. And that doesn't really tell you a lot about what they're thinking, right? It's easy to assume that it just wasn't worth it. There's an evidentiary lapse. It having to do the discovery for the case would expose something else that they don't want exposed. There's all kinds of reasons that you could speculate. But the other thing that I would point out is that these agents are here hoping to arrest people who they accuse of being in the country illegally. And the protesters, I think, are to some extent getting in their way, but are not actually what their goal is, right? I don't, those people don't get deported, at least to the extent that they're U.S. citizens and so forth.
It's not like we've seen in the past, like whether it be Ferguson or the the George Floyd protests and that sort of thing, where the focus is trying to stop people from protest, stop people from being out of the streets. If the National Guard does show up, is to get them to go home. It's kind of a byproduct here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tactic that has been used and discussed is that the ICE agents, and so this is specifically in reference to kind of the roving protests, right? As people are driving around looking for the ICE agents and trying to document their whereabouts and so forth. Something that started happening here that hasn't happened in the prior cities is that in addition to just stopping and then warning them that they'll be charged with obstructing just for the act of following them, what I've heard from several people is that a tactic that's been used is that they spray pepper spray at a car as a method to tag it that it has already been given a warning.
Yeah.
And so what I saw the activists recommending is, if this happens to you, do not continue. Go to a car wash first.
That's a method that I was Southeast Asia. I'm trying to remember Vietnam protest, or maybe not Vietnam. They would have basically water cannons that would have this semi-permanent dye that they would spray on protesters, and it's interesting to see federal troops, officers take a lesson from that, or maybe it's just a defense. Maybe it's just we got an orange spray we can use to paint.
Our mutual friend Alejandro Alvarez, when he was covering the Hong Kong protests in 2019, that was a tactic that was used. So the Communist Party of China actually uses this tactic, which is shooting blue. It was blue paint out of these trucks. And that would hit like 100 people at once. I mean, those were huge, like water cannons of paint. And again, with the idea being that now you're semi-permanently marked as a dissident at some point.
But update to the audience is that we have 6 Department of Justice prosecutors have resigned with the Trump administration pushing them to investigate not the killer of Renee Good, but to investigate the wife and widow of Renee Good, who was daring to shout at an officer before he shot and killed Renee. Other DOJ resignations are to be expected, or not, are likely to be expected.